Had to wake up real early for this movie, 10 a.m. showing, and there was no one in this theater, so I got to sit here, and I'm not a morning person, so I sat there and I was like, wake up, let's do it, wake up. Then I had to go see another movie after this one. I was like, all right, wake up, here we go. Woo! Amy Winehouse. Back to Black stars Marisa Abela and is about the life and music of Amy Winehouse through the journey of adolescence to adulthood and the creation of one of the best-selling albums of our time. Amy Winehouse. A lot of you might be very excited for this movie. Now, I did grow up in the time of Amy Winehouse. Now, I have never been a big fan of her music. I've heard it. It's not bad. It's just not something like I want to listen to every day. But she's a very good singer. She was very talented, and I do remember when she passed away. And I remember it being a big deal in the entertainment industry. But again, I grew up in a time where I didn't really listen to her. I still don't. So I went to this movie kind of open-minded, but unfortunately, I've heard the movie's just been getting panned, and I saw that it had a 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I was like, okay, I'll see it. Let's get my own opinion. And I don't think it's that bad. Now, I don't think this is going to be the best biopic of all time, but I think Amy Winehouse fans are going to like this movie. I think this movie is more of a celebration of the album and her music more than her, which is a positive and a negative, because fans are going to be like, yes, the greatest album of all time. That's what the trailer is marketed as. I want to see that. I want to see her create the music. I want to see how they show the story of her music getting made. And in that aspect, I thought it was good. In that aspect, I like seeing the creation of the songs. Again, I didn't know each song, but when I heard one, I was like, oh, I remember that song. I remember growing up hearing that song. And I think Marisa Abela as Amy Winehouse was very good. I've seen interviews of her. I've seen what she looks like, and I think she did a very good job. I think she really controlled her character enough to where it's not an impression, it's more of a character study. It's more of I am Amy Winehouse and I'm going to tell the story of how my music got made and the trials I had to go to do that. And I think that was a good aspect. Again, I think this movie is doing more of a celebration of her, which there's nothing wrong with that. But for people like me who don't know a lot about her, I do know how she died. Spoilers, but alcohol poisoning. And I understand there were things about her that were more out there in the public eye that didn't need to be known. That's the stuff I was expecting, but they did not do that in this movie. They really didn't give any type of side character their own time. Her relationships, they was never built in there to where her story needed to be told through music. Where this movie could have been more about her life, what she did, the trials of it, and they kind of just skim over it. They do a few things with her towards the end of the movie, obviously. But again, I feel like the intention of the movie was the album, the music, and her creating it. And if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. And it's not a bad movie in that aspect. But for me, and I think a lot of people, we want to see the grit. We want to see the deep stuff that we didn't know back in 2010. We want to see the deeper stuff of her life. What did the family do to her? What did the boyfriends, what did the relationships, what the children, the alcohol itself? We want to see that, and I don't think the movie does that particularly well. I think the movie kind of just skims over it. But overall, I do find her performance to be the reason to go see this movie. I think she's very good. I think the songs themselves are good. It does kind of feel like a music video at some times where it's definitely more music more than her, which is disappointing in that aspect. But if you're a fan of Amy Winehouse, you love the album, you love her music, go see the movie. Don't worry about the reviews. Just go and see the movie for that reason. And for the end of it, I don't think it's as bad as people have been saying it is. I'm going to give Back to Black a C. And again, as a person who wasn't a big fan of Amy Winehouse, a person who was, probably go see this movie and maybe even give it a B+ or A-, who knows? But I wasn't that person. I do wish I got to see more of the grit. That's what we want to see, But hey, what is a bio music person movie you want to see happen? I'll say it. I want to see an Ozzy Osbourne one, and a good one, a real look life at that. I want to see that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this movie review, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.